favorite ice cream? Seriously, think about it. Okay, I'll tell you mine. Now I have to think about it. I was like, oh, let me tell you mine. Oh, God. I love all ice cream, first of all of them. But I love mint chocolate chip. Love mint chocolate chip. It's just my jam. I love it. And so with whatever flavor that you're thinking, okay, I want you to think of the taste of it. What is it that you like about it? Let's say it's strawberry. Let's say it's cherry vanilla. What is it that you like about it, right? Just think about that for a second, okay? Now, here's another thing I want you to do. What is your favorite color? Okay. Mine's blue. Whatever your favorite color is, think it. Now, all colors carry different levels of hues, right? So I like sky blue. I even like this color. This is more of a periwinkle, but I even like this kind of a blue, mixed blue, a lighter blue, but any kind of blue, right? Now, if you could go anywhere in the entire planet right now, I'm sending you a private jet. All your bills are paid. You don't have to worry about work. Kids are taken care of. Everybody's great. Where would you go? Okay. We already know Lori wants to go to Greece, Australia, Africa, anything that's out of the country. Right. And, what would I do when I got to, let's say, Africa, we would go straight to a safari, but, in Greece, I want to go to where they would throw people in the pit and watch them eat. You know what I'm talking about, that stadium. And I want to see a bunch of the old ruins and all of the mythical sort of Greek goddess places and all of those things, right? So what we just did there is a brain pattern interrupter, right? You guys know mindfulness, it's my jam. And I promised you once I hit that 95,000 hours that at least one or two of these videos a week are going to be geared to sort of something to do with your brain, mindset, things like that. And this is it, right? Well, they're all going to have a level of it, but this is it. So what we just did there, no matter what you were thinking about before you started watching this, you were worried about Becky and finance. You were worried about what you got to do there and what you're going to have for dinner and all these obsessive thoughts and loops and all of this noise and this chatter and this loudness. But then I had you go, well, what is my favorite ice cream? Like I just did, because I was like, oh God, I like them all. Pistachio. Pistachio is one of my favorites too. I don't know. I have to think, do I like pistachio? Pistachio and mint chocolate chip are the same, right? But what that does, so how your brain works, right? It's neuroplasticity, right? It's all goes part of this RAS system. And if you listen to the podcast coming out on Sunday, or I guess if you're listening to this after Friday, the 14th, then it's behind you. But it's going to be on the RAS system, what that looks like. You're never too old. You can teach an old dog new tricks. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And you can be the old dog that you're teaching new tricks to. The problem is you have to understand that what that system does, and I go a lot deeper into it on the podcast, but what that system does is I want you to realize that if your brain right now took in everything in the world that was going on, my God, you would have you would literally have to go crazy because everything would be noise. Your brain filters out the things that are unimportant to you. And you know how you describe and define what's unimportant to you is you're doing that. So if the negative thinking, and obviously with obsessive thinking, there could be something good in that. You could say, God, I really need to change this. Well, if you need to change it, you need to save something, you need to pay a bill, you need to do that. That's great. That can serve a purpose. But it's the mindless nonsense. It's the loudness. It's the jargon. It's the, oh, you know what? I'm stressed. I'm going to scroll through my phone for a hot bit of dopamine hit, right? You're telling your brain that that's what's important to you. I don't care that you want to get out of it. It doesn't work that way. You can't trick your brain. You're not going to trick the universe. I don't care who you are, how you are. Oh, if I don't write it down in my journal, in my negative journal, it's fine. No, you're aligning with it. The universe isn't like, oh my God, they didn't write that down. I wonder what they're thinking. No, you're not outsmarting it. It's just not going to happen. So what we just did in the beginning of that was a brain interrupt. So you want to realize that these become patterns, especially if you have obsessive thinking. Like you guys know, that's why I take my Zoloft. I'm in that obsessive loop. If I'm not mindful, if I don't stay present, if I'm allowing my brain to sort of run amok because I have adult ADHD too. But guess what? You can still use that to your benefit. So don't tell me you have adult ADHD and that you can't do it. You can do it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because there's that part of your brain, right, in that RAS system that is a little dysfunctional, right? It's dysregulated when you have the ADHD and things like that. So it's harder. But that's why you focus on the things that instead of having yourself go into this loop, you're going to have to retrain and reframe your thoughts. Well, that's not going to be overnight. You're not just going to be like, oh my God, I'm amazing. No, you want to do things that you know are within your control. So what we did in the beginning, right? You're like, okay, what am I going to make for dinner? Wait, did she just ask me what my favorite ice cream is? Now I got to think about it. You may not know. You might be like, oh, it's chocolate. And then you're like, well, wait a minute. Wait, no, I like Rocky Road too. Like, kind of like I did. Well, what it just did was it took me off of this for a hot minute, right? You don't do that to distract yourself from things that need to get taken care of, right? You don't avoid yourself. I mean, we all like daydreaming and things. That's great, by the way, because it does help with the neuroplasticity in your brain. Your brain is just neurons, right? Like, you know that we're all just energy. So your brains are just neurons. So the whole concept is to reprogram. Everything in your life is a program. You were born with a program. This is your name. This is your political and religious affiliation. This is how we do things in the world. Like, you're given these programs. Well, guess what? You can be the deprogrammer and reprogrammer of your life. No one else is, unless you give them the key. This is your book of life. Stop giving everybody the pen. Right? And so when you catch yourself getting on some kind of a loop like that, and again, first evaluate and say, is there anything I can do about it? Not am I avoiding having a difficult conversation? You need to have those conversations. Not am I avoiding writing in my journal? Nope, you got to do it. Like, there's some things, don't just ignore them. But it's when it's like things you can't control. Things, what if, I could have done this. I should have done this. Wait, I need to do this. What do I need to do? This is going to become problematic. And then you're going to be like, my God, and then you're trying too hard to go to sleep at night. You're trying too hard to do those things. You can't do that. So I have what I call an anchor space, and I love my anchor space. I think I'm either going to do it. I'll probably do it on YouTube too, but I'm definitely going to do it on my podcast and stuff. That'll be on the Patreon, but, of how you develop like your anchor space. I have several different anchor houses. I travel all the time. I travel daily. I travel the globe every week, and I never leave my house. I mean, I never leave my house to travel, right? So it's like, I'm doing that. Why? Because visualization is the key tool, one of the key elements, key pillars to reprogramming it and reaching your goals. That's how law of attraction works in general. So if you're feeding it and you're going, but I don't know why. Why does this person do this? Oh my God. Why can't I only think of that? Oh my God. I'm obsessing about my weight. Oh my God. What's my favorite ice cream? What? I don't know. Chocolate chip. Where do I want to go on a trip? And that's why it's good. Like, I literally have designed a home in my visualization. I change out the decor come Christmas time. I put up a Christmas tree there. It looks great. I have new landscaping there. It's a visualization space. It's not even in this country, but it's a visualization space. And I've breathed life into it. When I get there, when I visualize myself being there, I visualize the sound, the taste, the smells, the feels, the colors, the textures. I see them. I'm immersed there. And I have severe adult ADHD. ADD. You see, I can't even say the word ADHD. You can do it, but you got to be consistent. So again, your brain is going to focus. The neurons are going to focus on what it is. Oh, look at that. Those look like little jellyfish. See, told you I have ADHD. See the jellyfish. Oh, that looks so cool. Anyway, see, hey, welcome ADHD people. But see, then I'll filter right back in. And so remember, you are the designer and programmer of your programs. So that's why you don't avoid the medicine. If the doctor's saying take the medicine. It's going to cut down some of that chatter so you can focus more in those areas. I'm a holistic prescriber. I learned holistic medicines. I still take my Zoloft. I believe in Eastern and Western medicine because they can come together. And then the key foundation of my life is my mindfulness, my visualization, things like that. Okay. And so that's why you have to allow yourself to pattern interrupt. If you keep trying to think, why is this ex-husband doing this? Why is this boyfriend doing this? Why is this girlfriend doing this? Why'd she cheat? Why did dad do this when I was growing up? Why don't I have this? What if these things happen? Oh my God, what's going to go on here? I'll avoid things. My God, that's all that your brain is going to see. Your brain filters it out because it sees this is important to you. I didn't say you love it. It's important to you because you're focusing on it. So in order to change that and to shift that, you want to start giving your brain different things that are tangible. Don't just think, I'm amazing. Yes, by the way, affirmations, huge key. But don't just think I'm amazing. Demonstrate something in your head. See yourself doing it. Feel it. What's the weather like? What's the temperature? So the next time you catch yourself getting on this obsessive loop, and change it up. Don't always be like, I'm in an obsessive loop. What's my favorite ice cream? Vanilla. Now you're just creating a new pattern. I want you to always think of different things. Binaural beats are great for that. Binaural beats automatically really help you reprogram because you're like, oh gosh. So it's amazing. And we'll talk more about it. But the next time you catch yourself on these loops, I want you to think of something or pull up something on your computer. Maybe you're a sight visual. Maybe you're like, ooh, that's that picture of Greece. That's that stadium I want to go to, right? Picture it, see it, be there, and see it on your computer. That, my friends, is how you can start to reprogram.